A new season with new tracks and a larger grid than ever. The VOR Indy NXT Series is back for another 3 weekends. And we're looking forward to all 3 of these rounds this time around. We got some great tracks on the lineup, and we're going to begin it at the Milwaukee Mile. Watch those barrels. We don't want to see any horrible incidents as we are green here at Milwaukee, already free wide fanning out in the back rows. And all the way to the bottom, John Christensen. It's Matthias Strout. It's Rod Neftink even. I can't recognise the VOR drivers from a million miles away. Christensen did a back Eftink's in the turquoise, obviously. And he's the one that jumps all the way up to the front. Stuck to the outside is our P1 startup. We have our first yellow. Here's our wrecked car. This is going to be hard to catch a replay of just because actually the car did a lot of blinking out just before the incident. It sort of disappears and returns into actions. It's out of 3 and 4, but as you can see, it's gone and it will be back in about enough time to be turning itself up and out into the wall. By the time it returns, it's understeering and ploughing up into the next car. You're not going to be able to get an easy angle of that unless maybe you chopper another car. Yeah, just like that. Ploughed a little bit wide in the turn. Into the wall. Actually, I do believe even Michael Teichmann is out there on the track, but he is even further behind. The pack might catch him sooner rather than later. Here comes the field flying through the turn. Now to the bottom again goes Adam Williams, both really having to give quite a bit of space to each other, and I'm getting a little bit worried. Tiny amount of contact, but the two are just about okay. Up front, Eftink has passed Strauss though pretty effortlessly. That's a wreck car on the road. It's Katie Polak. Deck sends it very low. Polak is sort of being understeered into there. Not completely clear. We are green. It's a bad start from P3. Leppit. Kinder's already up the inside. You see him right in the back of your shot. Flown on by. Too wide for many rows back. It's only our top 2 that have really gotten away with it. Leppit's been able to recover though on that high side. Christensen is going to the bottom. The game here is go high, lose the corner, but win the straight. Have momentum to catapult down the straight line going into the turn. Aman Lal's actually going to get ahead now this time around. Still not clear. Has to back up on the inside. Now Williams is going to have that outside line to run. Here's Lal. Down the inside one more time. Not really being able to make much purchase. Actually just gets the slingshot that time. What am I saying? Clear this time. They're side by side for P2 further up the road. Strauss has a good run. Leppit's going to hold that bottom though, not leave much space to run in, and that's the best defensive line around here. Not quite completely alongside, but I think this battle for the lead is starting to evolve. Now he is on the exit along the straight with Road Neftink. 1 tyre to 1 tyre. Now ahead. Leppit's been able to creep up and get it done. Quick little look back 2 laps ago. This may have been the contact. That was a different contact, in fact. Not even the one I spotted. That's Polak and Williams. That's what would have sent him back. And then that was what I caught. Almost sending him down and out. I think probably saved by the network gods. Toby Deck just ate a black flag, by the way. He's hit the incident limit. Here's a contact with Polak again. A little bit of understeer, but I think the Toby Deck won. Of course, the black flag is a few laps where we might have to spool the replay back forwards. Is a little bit more significant here for this race because Toby Deck's well and truly out of this now. Has to drive through the pit lane. Has already served the black flag, but pretty much out of here. Heitzmer and Elderson are battling for P8 and make that the end of the race. Womp womp. You know, I'm willing to give this one down to, it looked a bit like Heitzmer jumped high from my view, but then from that view, he doesn't at all. He just sort of, I think it's just sort of a racing incident that happens when you run this close on the high side. When 2 drivers have a different idea as to how they're going to take the turn, accidents happen. Matthias Strauss might want to stay in line, though, before the start. Aman Lal just got black flagged for that funny business. The race is over. And Aman Lal, who just ran up to the whole field under the green flag, eats a black flag at the very end of it. Oh, that first race was won by Leppit, so much happened that it's worth shouting out that Leppit does take the first win of the season. This time I'm going to call him right. His own Neftic that dives to the bottom, makes it back in time, and it's Christensen to the outside, make it almost 4 wide, but Toby Deck's good launch maintains his lead. Contact in the back. Somebody has lost a piece of their front wing in that. I'm not sure who, but there is a bit of pandemonium in the rear of that field. We stay green, stay rolling. It might have been forgiven front wing contact. Up front, Elderson to the inside of Deck. Deck's enjoying the clean air, I feel. It's about all you can hope for, but no one else is really getting the line they want. Jensen's ahead for now, not clear. Duels everywhere on the track. Toby Deck running away, but we've seen drivers catch up once they've gotten clear out of battles. Here's Kinder on the high side of Teichmann. I really like the variety of lines over the course of this race. I enjoy Milwaukee in the big IndyCar, really, even though it's a very different kind of race. It's very strategy heavy, passing's a lot harder, but it does have a special kind of character in these cars. Lyle having a bad run. He's not had a fantastic race in general here, but this hasn't helped him. Little bit of contact. Let me check. I'll check the onboard. I don't know if there's contact, whether he actually just checked it up to avoid it. Here we go. He just checks up to avoid it. Gets out of the way. For the lead, Toby Deck's finally under challenge. Mike Jensen's been sort of chasing him down for a while. And finally, it's actually going to happen. 20 laps to go around here. And it will fly by. Here's Leppit to the bottom. Gets blocked off for a second. But eventually Alderson gives up that block. Still enough to actually cause him to check up. Just starting to get a little bit aggressive. That might be because of the block by many definitions of the term. Well, I do like the schedule this season. Emmanuel seems to keep rejecting my calls. Do keep telling him Talladega would be a good idea, but he just seems to never pick up the phone. So if he's listening now, let's do a triple header at Talladega. There's the pass by Leppit on the outside. Finally gets the draft in tow. Kinder still dueling with Elderson. Elderson on the bottom. That's Kinder up top in the white. 3 wide for a second. Won't be into the turn. Washes up high. Doesn't quite make the bottom. Elderson gives enough space though. Kinder might be clear of all this. Mike Jensen took control of the lead. Chased down Deck when it mattered. And it's going to take home our second win here at Milwaukee. From 5th to 1st in race 2. Mike Jensen takes it. Leppit, very strong finishes, by the way. So we'll mark up our final results. Mike Jensen wins race 2 ahead of Johannes Leppit. Sebastian Kinder finishes 3rd. Had a Toby Deck, Anthony Heitzmer, Kaya Ari Elderson, John Christensen, Michael Teichmann, Matthias Strauss and Emmanuel Strauss. And Emmanuel Strauss just came out of nowhere. There had no countries like that. Emmanuel finishes 10th, had a road Neftank. Adam Williams, Katie Polak and Jason Lowell did not take the start of race 2.